What's going on YouTube? This is AK and you're watching Vlog More. And today's video is going to be a little bit different than all the other videos that I've made so far. That is because I'm not reviewing any firearms or knives for that matter. I just have a message for each and every one of you who appreciate my videos, who like the content that I make. And I wanted to do this from me to you as a gift of brotherhood, and sisterhood, of course, for my sisters out there who also like to watch the channel. We all know that times have been really crazy lately, okay? And I'd lie if I said that I didn't see it coming. I did. And I want you all to know out there that although things are getting a little bit crazier by the day in terms of how we're viewing each other as people, I just want you to know that I want to give a word of positivity to all of you and say that, without sounding too preachy, just take away the positive aspects of my message, please. But as cliche as it sounds, Jesus does love each and every one of you. And here's a crazy thought. No matter how the people on what you perceive as the other side of the aisle, whether it be politics, religion, whatever, no matter how nefarious they might seem to you, even if they vote for policies that harm you, and even if they have the most nefarious intentions in doing so, just remember that for a lot of us in this country, just in the world in general, a lot of us didn't have good supervision, a lot of us didn't have good messages from our parents, from the media, the music we listened to. Each and every one of us right now in this country and in the world are constantly being fed, to me, a lot of negative messaging, especially from our politicians. And again, I am not in any way looking for a side for people to take who watch this video. Don't come here with that, because that's defeating the purpose of my message. Remember that each and every one of you has had a lot of different struggles in your lives. And some of you, a lot of you, more and more of you now, are really lacking empathy for each other. And if you really do believe in Jesus or Krishna or, Muhammad, whoever you subscribe to, if you really are genuine about that belief system and that faith, then even when the person is your enemy, okay, you shouldn't be eager to do them harm. You should be reluctant. You should be very hesitant. And it should only be a situation out of necessity. More and more people I see nowadays are itching for a reason to commit an act of violence against their fellow man, especially with growing talks and looming, talks of civil war in this country. I see a lot more ill will towards each other. Now, I think America has always dealt with that. Even though we like to paint a picture that America was, always paved with gold, the roads, and the rivers flowed with milk and honey. This country has dealt with a lot of, bloodshed in its past. And I think we're really at a decent point in this country in terms of how comfortable everyone is. Do I think a lot of us are too comfortable? Sure, because we start to create realities that are not the real reality. We start to create fantasies in our head of, the life we live. But at the end of the day, no matter what issues you're dealing with, I just wanted to put a positive message out there. Try to be as good to each other as you can. Even if you know that person has a certain viewpoint that you don't agree with, and you feel like the way they are is harmful to you. If they don't directly engage in any acts of violence, or engage in any direct acts of real true disrespect, I would highly recommend to try to give the person that is opposite of you in belief a pass, unless they just are hell-bent on harming you. I think that's the kind of message we need today in America. And we need to start looking at things more rationally instead of emotionally. Well, I just don't like that person over there. A lot of you are guilty of that. I won't say necessarily my audience, but I say a lot of people in this country are guilty of that. Sometimes they don't even look at the other person as a human, like as the same species. And that's not what Jesus wants us to do. And I know that, again, maybe some of you don't believe in God. And if that's how you feel, that's fine. Okay? As long as you're being a good person, I believe Jesus will still always be there for you in this life and the next, even if you've had a hard time on this earth. It's been hard for a lot of us. So I just wanted to give that message of love. There is a quote that I wanted to read to you all before I go. And that quote is, "All wars are civil wars because all men are brothers. Each one owes infinitely more to the human race than to a particular country in which he was born." Now, if you can repeat that on a daily basis in your mind and actually internalize that quote, I believe that we can make the world just a little bit better, this country especially, just a little bit better, okay? Understand that we all have our issues, we all have our problems that we face because we're all struggling, a lot of us, right? Rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer. The classes are starting to widen, the social class, the economic classes and stuff. So I think if we more genuinely identify with each other as people who are just trying to make their way in this world, we're not looking for privilege, we're not looking for, superior rights to anyone else. We're just looking for a comfortable life where we all can get along and work hard and, and take care of fellow men. Take care of your fellow men and women. Even the ones who are homeless, the ones who are needy, the ones who don't have anything. You never know what someone's situation is, their circumstance. So just take care of each other until we can figure out world peace with other nations. Hopefully one day get rid of all our nuclear weapons. All of us, let's figure out what's going on here first. And if, God forbid, he wants events to play out in a violent fashion, then I would hope that all of my viewers are prepared. Make sure that, you protect you and yours. And the people who are in your circle, who are decent people, do your best to, look out for them without inconveniencing yourself. If you know people who didn't take the time to take care of business while you tried to warn them, like some of my viewers have explained, then it is what it is. But still do your best to make others' lives as easy as possible while they're still here. And I think that that's the truth of why we're here. So make sure to like and subscribe. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Be good to each other the best you can. Peace.